Hello, I'm Mary Lechene, and today I'm going to demonstrate how to curl your hair with a flat iron and with the curling iron. I'm going to do my left half with the flat iron and the right half with the curling iron. One will leave a slightly more modern curl and the other one a more classic curl. Here we go. We're going to start, first I dried my hair using some treatment oil from Awapui, Paul Mitchell's exclusive line. And we're going to start off with some clips and a comb. The flat iron today I chose just a Chi Nano, it's the professional line. My favorite right now is the Bio-Ionic. And then the curling iron is tourmaline coated. Both of these are protective hot tools. They have ions that will help you from hurting your hair with the heat of the tool. Okay, we're going to start in the back and the bottom and move forward and up. First section you'll want to take about at the top of your ears, and you're going to clip all that hair up and away. Once you have that, you're going to take a piece. You're going to take more like square sections, so about 1.5 inches tall by 1.5 inches wide approximately. I'm going to start this side with a flat iron. I've already pulled through the hair to make sure there are no tangles. I'm going to start at the top. I'm going to put it in and I'm going to rotate it back and diagonal down. And then a second later I'm going to pull it out. So you're left with this kind of curl here. Okay, and then you're going to go behind that and you're going to feel so that you have about 1.5 inches again. And you can pull the other hairs out of the way. And again, you're going to start at the top and you're going to rotate diagonal back and down. And if you're seeing the smoke, that is not my hair burning. That's the oil that I put on to protect my hair. And you don't want to hold it too long in one spot, but you need to hold it long enough that it curls. See, I let go a little too soon, so part of it didn't get curled, the part that was on the inside. So I'm going to go ahead and grab that again and just turn it. And then that's that. Now you want to feel the back center, and anything that you haven't curled yet, go ahead and curl that. And you might notice the ends are never getting into the flat iron. See, they're sticking out here. They're the most delicate part of your hair. It's the most likely part to be damaged. So if you can keep those out of your hot tools, or at least keep them only in there for a short amount of time, it will protect them from being damaged. So moving on to this side, we'll do this one with the curling iron. And I like about 1.25 inches, 1.5 inches barrel curling iron for this length of hair, or even longer. If you have much shorter hair, you might have to go with maybe a 3/4 inch curling iron so that you can wrap the hair around it. I'm going to go back with all the hair. So I'm going to go same kind of direction, starting at the top. I'm rounding it back and down. The ends are still out. You can kind of see them hanging out here. They never actually go into the curling iron, so I'm protecting them. And it also looks more modern if there's a slightly straight end on a curl. So this is slightly straight. So this method of curling, so I'm going to feel the back center. This method of curling your hair where you start at the top and you work the ends in, never putting the very tips in the curling iron, is the professional best way to curl your hair. It protects your hair from damage because the root area is the strongest, freshest hair. The ends have been around for a while. If you figure your hair grows a 1/2 inch a month, my ends have probably been around about 1 year and 4 months versus this fresh hair, virgin hair they call it. Alright, so we're going to do the next section. And again, diagonal back and down. And then I slowly roll and just slightly press the thumb, press on the curling iron, and then I loosen it out. I don't want to comb through these curls just yet. I want to let them cool in position, and then later I'll comb through them. Moving on to the next section. I'll split it about in half between the ears and the temples. All the way around your head, cross your fingers on top of each other so you have a clear section. And clip this hair completely out of the way. Don't let it droop down, keep it up. And if your bangs are in your face, use your other clip. Keep those out. All right. So I'm going to do the same thing, working in 1.5 inch squares. This side's the flat iron side. I'm going to go ahead and start at the top, rotate it, leaving the tip, the tail of the hair out, and taking it out. And you can see the ends are straight here. And I have a piece that didn't make it, so I'll pull that back here. The ends are straight, and that's a more modern look. And we'll take another 1.5 inch square, starting at the roots, rolling down a few inches, turning the flat iron, working the hair in, leaving the ends out. Hold it for just a second or two, and loosen it. And then you're gonna, now you can't see the back of your head, but you can feel the center of it. So go ahead, take your fingertip down, and you can feel what you curled before down here, because you'll grab some of the curls, you'll feel it will be warm. So keep that away. Grab the section where you can see it, pull it around the side. You're still curling back. Oh, and if it falls out, just start again. Grab it at the top and work, slowly turning it until the ends are almost in. Hold it for maybe 3 Mississippis. Let it out. So this side we're going to do the same thing, but we're going to do it with a curling iron. And starting at the top, turned it once, twice, and the ends are still out. And then I just release, leaving the end kind of straight there. Alright, try not to grab the section you did before. And feel where the back center is. See how much hair you have left. Okay, so I'm going to split that into 2 sections. It's enough for 2 sections. And I'm going to go same way, start at the roots so that the open flat part of the curling iron, this part, is further towards your face, and then roll away from that, back and down at a diagonal. Slowly, just barely pressing that thumb lever to open it just enough to let it turn one more turn. Okay, and then you're going to grab that last little amount of hair, feeling to make sure you got it all. You don't want any straight pieces in there. Start at the root, diagonal back and down. I'm just barely depressing this. If I push too much, it comes out. Then you have to start over. So I'm going to grab that again. Turning once, barely depressing, pulling out a little, turning again. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. Release it by gently pressing the thumb lever just a tiny bit each time. All right, leave that, move on to the next section. This one is just going to be all the way around from your temples. Do a circle around your head. And then clip all this hair completely out of the way. It might take 2 clips because you don't want these tail pieces getting in the way. So make sure they're completely out of the way. Back to this side, we're going to do same thing. We're just repeating this all the way up until we get to the top section. We're rolling. Oh, see there, I got a little too overzealous and pulled it out. So start again. The top, roll it, pull it, and roll it. 1, 2, 3. All right. So you have your ends still straight. Looks more modern. I'm going to move on to this piece. Just moving around. And again, I'm not going up and down completely or flat completely. I'm going at a diagonal back and down. So just try to keep that in mind and be consistent. And then feel the center of the back. Make sure you got all the hairs. Hold them around to the side where you can see what you're doing. Down and back. And if you lose it, just grab it again. 1, 2, 3. Alright, moving back to the curling iron side. Sticking with my 1.5 inch sections and sticking with the down and back. I'm still leaving the ends out. 1001, 2, and 3. Now when I release it, I'm pulling down with the curling iron gently while I'm gently pressing the thumb release. Moving on. Okay. And you see me tapping the hair while it's in there. I definitely don't want to burn my hair, which you could do even with the best tools that are ionic. So I'm just tapping it and making sure. If it's burning my hand, it's probably burning your hair. So just make sure you don't hold it in the same spot for too long. So the top section is where it's going to change. As with most of the styles right now that are, whether it's flat iron, blow dried, curled, you're going to want a swooping bang, side swooping bang. So you're going to take diagonal back sections, starting with a narrow tip on the part that shows more forehead and getting wider on the other side. Clip the rest of the hair away. And you're going to start in the front this time. And you don't want to put too much curl on the top crown area. This is the crown area of your hair. If you look in the magazines, almost all the curls start after the round of the head. This is the round of the head. So you want to pull the flat iron or the curling iron, whichever you're using to curl, out to the edge and then roll it back. Don't roll it up here. That's the old-fashioned way to do it. So here my bangs aren't too long, and there's a couple ways to do the bang. You can either go down and do a Farrah Fawcett flick back and up. That's really cute right now. Or you can go diagonal kind of ringlets like we've been doing the spirals throughout the hair. So I'm going to do the spiral. Down, and I'm still keeping the ends kind of out. And then you don't want it to be too tight, so make sure before it cools that you pull it down so that it'll be a looser curl around your face. And then just take another 1 inch, 1.5 inch section and do it again, diagonal down and back. Just make sure you pull those ends down. Same thing with this little section. If you don't like it, this one obviously didn't come out so cute. You can also just keep it mostly straight and round it over right there and push it in with your fingers into the other curls. Okay, we're going to take another section and we're still diagonaling. We're going to go parallel to that section. Clipping the hair out of the way that we're not ready for. And we're going to stick to that same method, except here we want to pull it away so that it goes past the round of the head. So you'll see when I turn the flat iron for the first time, it's out 3.5 inches or so from the scalp. I'm not rolling it all the way to the scalp here. This is important. And then you can see it gives it a looser, more modern look. And this piece, there's not a lot. It's probably not long enough to do a whole turn. We'll get it out here to the corner and do a half turn. And that's okay. And then this section here, you're going to want to split it in the middle, pulling some to the right, some to the left. And then the same rule applies. Since it's on the top of the head, I'm going to pull the hair out past the round of my head and start the curl there. So it's about 3.5 inches away from the scalp. I'm still going backwards away from my face and down with the rounding of the flat iron. Okay, and then this side, we're going to do it with the curling iron. And it's kind of wide. You can see here it's significantly bigger than our 1.5 inch square. So I'm going to split that again. I'm going to take the curling iron, I'm going to pull it past the side, the round of the head, go back and down with it. And then there's that one last piece. Make sure you get it all. And again, we're going to pull it past the round of the head, back and down. Okay, so now you're finished curling your hair. There's not a huge difference between the flat iron and the curling iron. You can get the look with either one. So whatever you prefer, the flat iron or the curling iron, you can get about the same look. And the better tool you have, the more likely this will last you until you get it wet. So if you don't want to have humidity issues, make sure you have a great tool that's ionic and recommended by your professional. And that's your look. Good luck with your flat ironing and curling. Thank you.